Roll the ball, let the games commence. From the silent to the pitch, feel the suspense. Tactics, passion, the fans in the trance. We're here to discuss, give every team a chance. Strap in tight, let the whistle blow. For every win or loss, we'll let you know. This is the All Sports Podcast, feel the thrill. From every tackle, every shot, we got the skill. In the world of football, we're taking the stage. So plug in your headphones, turn the page.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the NFL segment of the All Sports Podcast. I'm Alejandro Rodriguez, and this is episode 5, part 3. Again, I do apologize for the craziness of this construction that's happening outside my house, but we cannot delay any further. Monday Night Football, guys, is the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the New Orleans Saints, and man, oh man, a lot of people thought this game was going to be incredibly close. But yet again, Patrick Mahomes and defending Super Bowl champions remain perfect. As Patrick Mahomes threw for 331 yards with a surprisingly 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. Kareem Hunt made his return to Arrowhead Stadium, which culminated in 1 rushing touchdown as he led the team in rushing yards with 102 on the day, while Juju Smith-Schuster led the team in receiving yards with 130 yards on the day, followed by Travis Kelce with 70 receiving yards on the day as well. Now, yet again, you kind of think this is very unorthodox with the fact that they're not scoring as many touchdowns as they have in previous years. Patrick Mahomes, even though he still throws for a credible amount of yardage, has not been able to seem to have connected with his receivers as much as he wants to, even though he is able to have multiple receptions for all of his wide receivers. They're not translating into many touchdowns, which is a little unorthodox for the defending Super Bowl champions. Hopefully they get their act together and start scoring more touchdowns so that we can start talking to them, talking about them in the same light as we did for the past couple of years. But I digress. Let's talk about the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr did throw for 185 yards in total with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception before leaving with an oblique injury on a blitz play. He was replaced by Jake Haener, who threw for 17 yards on 7 attempts. Alvin Kamara managed 26 rushing yards as he led the team in rushing yards on the day, while Rashid Shaheed led the team in receiving yards with 86 on the day with 1 touchdown. And then Foster Moreau also had 1 touchdown on the game. Now, this is now becoming very difficult to watch in regards of watching running backs, simply because now this is the highest profile running back having to struggle against the Kansas City Chiefs' defense. I believe in the past couple of weeks, Zach Moss has had an issue with playing against the Chiefs. Derrick Henry had an issue with playing against the Chiefs. So with Alvin Kamara being the latest victim, you would say, to the Chiefs' defense is very not difficult to watch, but it's a little bit unorthodox because Alvin Kamara, like I mentioned in previous episodes, has always been incredibly consistent with how he plays in his career. And especially with the beginning of how this year started, him basically barreling through all the teams that he played, it's interesting to see how that did not continue playing against the Kansas City Chiefs this week. The Saints, you guys do host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 6, with the Buccaneers basically losing to the Atlanta Falcons by a touchdown. How are we feeling about your guys' defense going into week 6? You guys are now 2-3. The Bucs have had a little bit of their minor struggles. However, they did kind of seem to be clicking on all areas in this past Thursday night game. Let me know what you think down in the X below, fans. Let me know if you feel as though, Derek Carr will be able to come back in time to play in week 6. Hopefully he is. Hopefully that oblique injury is not more serious than what we had hoped. At the making of this recording, no extra information has been brought to light. So hopefully he is able to play in week 6. Kansas City fans, you guys have a bye week next week before you guys play the San Francisco 49ers in week 7. So you get 1 week's rest. I don't know if a lot of people will say that's a good thing for the Kansas City Chiefs, especially the fact that even though you guys have remained perfect after 5 weeks, it's very interesting to see if whether or not they can come back to true form. Kansas City fans, your team has come off of back-to-back Super Bowls, and a lot of people will sit there and say, hey, this is getting a little worrisome because they're not scoring as many touchdowns as a lot of, analysts and fans are expecting them to. A lot of people are saying, even though they're seeing Patrick Mahomes still throw up these incredible numbers, some of them have been a little bit disappointed with the production of Travis Kelce, even though Travis Kelce has statistically have always been consistent for the Kansas City Chiefs. Bringing back Juju Smith-Schuster is also a great thing as well because, he has always been morally consistent. And what I mean by that is that he has always remained true to form and true to himself whenever he has been asked about their recent struggles. He definitely is the type of player that you like to see and like to have on your team, especially with the fact that, you have a rookie wide receiver and Xavier Worthy, Kareem Hunt has come back. So you're kind of getting back that old, teammate camaraderie that you guys had in the past. It is great to see, but it's also good to watch Juju Smith-Schuster come back and play, for a team that has aspirations to go for a 3-peat. Kansas City fans, New Orleans fans, send me your comments and concerns and ideas and thoughts on the X. That's NFL on X _. Again, that's NFL on X _. Please follow the actual podcast on social media. That's all sports _pod. Again, that's all sports _pod. And I cannot wait to talk to you all next week in week 6. Later.